Good afternoon. Afternoon, everybody. Making sure I'm coming through okay. Yep. Hope you are all well. Happy Monday. Hope you had a good weekend. Had a very nice weekend. Playing golf yesterday and failing in my 30-day booze challenge on the first weekend. Well, technically it was just too nice. So anyway, I'm starting again today. But I only had one beer, so technically it's okay. Who's in the room? FX, how you doing, pal? Ash, Darren, Kat, Ian, Syed. Hope you all had a good weekend and ready for the week ahead. I've got my trading partner here on my desk. You see her there. Hello, Sid. Say hello. I'll put her down. I usually put her right next to my desk there. But welcome. $50 competition today. Allah, how you doing? And let's get started in the market, shall we? So SPX. I did have the SPX on my list on Friday for a breakout retest. Hey, Ping, I'm going to call you Pingu. I've just got that cartoon in my mind from when I was younger, Pingu. I hope you're well, buddy. On this particular setup. Now, we failed here. I believe this was down to possibly COVID news out the EU, but we've rallied from here. It's not a breakout for me because it's made a little bit messy. But I'm going to keep it on my list for a breakout retest from this zone. I still think it's nice. Stocks are pushing, stocks are resilient, and you know, it's just kind of brushing off any negativity that we've had. So fundamentally, does it make sense? You know, absolutely not. I'm not sure what the SPX is on this year. I mean, let's have a look at the SPX return to date. 2021. Anybody get it? I can't. SPX return to date. Year to date, 25%. Is that right? 25% in the year the SPX has done. That's unbelievable. If you really think about it, I understand stimulus and all that kind of stuff, but if you really think about it, if that's right, correct me if I'm wrong there, but the SPX has done 25% year to date. That's unreal, considering where we are in the world. But anyway, breakout retest, you got to continue with that. Move to the upside for the SPX. Looks pretty good. Dollar. The dollar today, again, resilient. I was watching, I don't know if a lot of you guys know Ivan. I presume a lot of the A1 trading people do. But he's quite big on seasonality. And on his stream, he was talking about the seasonality of the DXY. The dollar is usually quite strong moving into the last quarter of the year. And it seems to be, I mean, I don't know whether I personally buy into all that, but again, it just depends on the type of trader you are. Anything can work for you. But the dollar is pushing, you know, even though it looked a little bit like possible pullback season coming in, it's been resilient. And a pullback there, you had a possible indication this wanted to continue, and it seems to have done that. Now, it's not broken the highs. This is important. It's not broken the highs, so you could get a reaction as we have got the last two times, in which case, potential setup there for a breakout to the upside in the DXY. But dollar's strong. Dollar is strong. I'm not going to pick a top in it. It looks pretty good. Smaller time frames look not bad. Bigger V reversal, squeezing into the area. You get a breakout and a breakout close to the upside. Just continue with dollar strength. You know, if you find a setup in the dollar, that DXY, you know, gives you that confidence that the dollar wants to continue strong. And I don't see any reason why to doubt that at the moment. You could see that dollar continue into the end of the year, and that certainly is my bias. So, yeah, buying dollar is still making sense. Quite a few setups. This is where I am on my FTMO, by the way. I'm on 206. I'm not sure if some of you saw my video. 206.16, but this is obviously including rolling equity. So this is a big week for me. I've got 5, 6, 7, 8 trading days left. So if I can get a winner this week, potentially there's a few nice things I'll talk about. Then it could set me up to have that kind of go for it on those last 3 days of next week, the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, be a better to go into the scalping charts and just have a bit of fun. But hopefully I should have guaranteed that free repeat, which is number one. And if I can get something this week, it'll look pretty good. Darren, here I am with the Japan stimulus package unleashed last Friday. You think we could see some JPY strength for the next couple of weeks? Yeah, possibly, Darren. I mean, you guys know me. I'm not a fundamental guy. If we see it, I'll play into that. If we don't, then, we don't. But one thing I do like, funny you should mention that, is this Nikkei. This for me is probably the pick of the bunch for my setups. It's really clean. Nice V reversal. Again, you can look this double here or V reversal within a V reversal. The only thing I'm looking at now on this particular setup is a 20 period catch up. So that's it. This is absolutely A class for me. We look at the daily chart. Daily looks good. It's out the realms. Well, it's not out the realms, but it's unlikely, I would say, for trend continuation from this move back. Decent on the daily. 20 period is close by, but yeah, this is great. This is a trade that I want to get involved in, but I can't get FOMO and take the breakout now because it's not quite ready for me. So if I get that 20 period catch up in the Nikkei, which maybe helps with that fundamental news for a push up, yeah, definitely. If it does breakout retest, then or if it breaks out now, I can look for a breakout retest for continuation to the upside. But yeah, you could be right, Darren. I always wait for the market's reaction rather than the news itself. But yeah, certainly it is on the cards. Certainly. So Nikkei is on my list, essentially, which probably factors into that fundamental news, which is great. But ultimately, it doesn't matter. I need the setup to go long. Okay, silver. Silver is still, again, setting up quite nicely. We are almost there. I do like a tag on that 20. We're getting close by here. We're still in that aggressive entry on a demo or on that testing of that aggressive entry strategy for continuation movement. The 200 orders for me have been filled, but I need that 20 catch up. Not quite there yet. I know it's a little bit pernickety. This could go without me, absolutely. Certainly if you get a reason to enter here on this daily chart, which could close today, that outside bullish engulfer makes sense for a long trade in silver. I might not be a part of it, but I just need that 20 catch up and a proper catalyst on that 20 on high volume to continue on this upward direction. Again, a trade that I really like. I wouldn't be opposed if it did close like this to taking that long. It's just not something I can take because it doesn't fit my criteria to a T. But it does look good. I mean, look at that 4 hour. Looks the possible falling wedge here, breaking through. It could indeed go today. But that's the good thing about the aggressive strategy is because I would already be in it, right? On this daily chart, I would already be in that. I might not get it here. I didn't get it as a breakout, but I would have been in it here, which is why I'm trying to develop this to help me in these scenarios. So silver longs, I certainly do like. SPX, I talked about the SPX. Let me know if you want me to look at anything, guys. EURCAD is another. EURCAD is nice. It certainly here, correction through time rather than through price. Okay, looks ready to move. It did break to the downside. Looked to be a retest of this ranging structure. That catalyst to your short position makes sense on this daily candle. Outside bullish engulfer, coming on a little bit higher volume for continuation to the downside. Selling into any euro strength for me still makes sense. It's still, for me, the way to play it. The 4 hour looks decent. We failed, as the euro likes to do, this climactic moves to the upside. Failed from there, and now we're heading back down. So this impulse continuation may be on the cards. It's not set up yet. We have got another tag of the area here. So we've got our basing structure. We can call this a V or whatever you want to call it, but certainly a basing structure. But I need that 30-50% rule of accumulation or a pullback or something to get me into a breakout retest. So if it breaks out now, I can't be involved. It's not a context for me. But if it gives us something like this, then yeah, breakout retest, movement to the downside on EURCAD. Again, makes sense. Selling that euro makes sense, absolutely. Shalinda Disanyake, how you doing, buddy? Hope you had a good weekend. So EURCAD shorts, potential for the day ahead. USD Mexican. I don't know if Griffey's in the room here, but I didn't know I had USD Mexican on this FTMO, but I found out when he was talking about it. So this looks good. Daily looks good. We're getting this structure here. There's a possibility of this trade to be taken on every single time frame. And what I mean by that is none of it is set up yet, but there is a possibility of a breakout retest on each time frame. So with the 30-minute, the higher time frame confluence is good. Okay, so I'm looking at a breakout from this V reversal, AB shallow C, AB shallow C, push through. Let me just move this. There we go. Push through, retest. Again, you know what I'm looking for? Movement to the upside. So this is great. It's got that higher time frame confluence. It's on that trend. USD strength makes sense to me. We can look at that on the hourly as well from here. So we can look at that as a breakout retest on the hourly. And secondly, we can look at a breakout on this 4-hour chart. Now, again, we talk about our 30-50% rule. I need that here. I'm considering this our basing, our handle, let's say. Within a handle, you've got your head and shoulders. So I need something like this to go long on USD Mexican. Now, the good thing about this is we've got risk reward being very good. So on the daily chart, yes, okay, you could say there's some liquidity here. But apart from that, you know, you're looking at a trade that could potentially really run to the upside. And if dollar does continue that strength, that could be a great trade and something I definitely do want to be in. So USD Mexican, I don't know whether I'd get this on the 4-hour. I have a feeling this may just go, which is good that we've got the context here on the smaller time frames because we can look at that if it does indeed decide to go up and retest. So USD Mexican looks good to the upside. Yeah, I'm good, mate. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm very good. I'm always good being a full-time trader. I'm always good every day. Mercury, gold, combine near. Oh, you've deleted it. All right, mate. USD ZAR, another one I like. Going with that USD strength. The 4-hour looks good. Almost in it on the breakout retest here. Again, I talk about the reason to enter. You know, this was not a breakout retest for me, but there's your reason to enter on this breakout, cut with handle. But beside the 20, not on 20, but a good little trade. Now, the 4-hour is not extended. 4-hour looks pretty positive for movement to the upside. I think you'll agree on that. We have broken this area. Talk about, again, very similar to USD Mexican, ABC. Tag the area, slight pullback, push through. Whether this has gone too far, we'll have to wait and see, but we need the pullback to basically happen now, essentially. And I can look at, because we got some wicks to the upside here, I can look at a pullback within this range. Okay, so it doesn't need to retrace as much. I can look at them at this area if I zoom in. But it means our stop loss is obviously still the same, so the risk reward will be a little bit higher, but because of that higher time frame confluence, still looks good to me. Still looks good for upside movement. Going with that trend. Daily is good. USD ZAR, one of my favorite pairs to trade. I will happily take that to the upside. Mercury gold we can buy near the 18.25.30 range. Okay, I'll look into gold after I finish. I've only got one more actually, the Aussie CAD. Remember guys, it is a Monday. Marmouche, I'm not sure if Marmouche is here, but he said something very interesting in the group on Friday because he was talking about his weekly performance, which kind of went like this. So on your Monday, you're very excited, you come to trade, you take some trades, silly trades because you want to be in one that end up losing, and then you're fighting that uphill battle for the rest of the week trying to get the gains back. So, you know, it's a game of small margins, you know. I sometimes, if for all the footballers out there, or soccer if you're American, you know, you kind of liken it like a professional goalkeeper where you could be doing nothing for 89 minutes and then make a save to win your, you know, win your team the game. You know, that's the kind of, for me personally, anyway, that's how I feel. Being or understanding when to be in the market, understanding when to be not in the market. Okay, Aussie CAD. Aussie CAD here is nice. The aggressive entry, I'm going to consider me in this. I'm just going to make a note of it because I'd like to see how it plays out. We would still be in it because I wouldn't be out of this trade until it breaks the level. There is some decent pressure coming in. I'm looking short, by the way, in case you didn't know. So there's some decent pressure coming in here, which puts a little bit of doubt in my mind whether this comes back down. But until it breaks this anchor, I'm still going to keep it on the list. I like where the daily is. And I like this trade. I don't feel like this is going to sustain, but I could be completely wrong. If we do get that, we've got our risk reward, 20 here, accumulation, breakout to the downside. So I like it. As I said, I'm still in this aggressive entry. I'm still deciding what I'm going to do with my stop losses, with my trade management. I think until it breaks the level, I think I just keep it how it is. You know, if it hits my stop loss, then it hits my stop loss. But until it breaks the level, I don't think I move it. Maybe when it breaks the level, I think I have to move it to break even, really, because the premise then would be, if it gets stopped out, the premise would be completely wrong, right? So, yeah, maybe I'll look at that. Anyway, Aussie CAD, I'm looking for another reload here, breakout to the downside. Quite nice. John, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Sobaru. Pound US dollar, please. Okay, I'll go into gold first because Mercury asked me. Actually, I'll go into EURSWISS. EURSWISS I haven't talked about. My winning trade. I don't know whether some of you saw my YouTube video on the weekend. I still don't understand why I didn't take that trade. But hindsight, put my hindsight Harry hat on. It's very easy to say that now. I think the main reason is because I saw it when this candle was forming, when I was doing a guest stream on A1. And I decided then, well, I might hit my stop, which would have been here, so I'm not going to take that. But again, I made a mistake there. I think I should have taken that trade, and obviously, hindsight Harry would have worked out quite well. But, I don't make many mistakes, but I don't know. It's easy to say, isn't it? It's easy to say when you see that as a really nice setup. Context, AB shallow C, push through, steady state retest, inverted hammer, on higher volume, take that to the downside. Anyway. This trade is still going well. It's obviously going with the trend. I'm waiting for a new anchor, which we actually do have. I don't believe it's a swing yet, so I'm just gonna give it a little bit of time before I move my stop. I want to see a kind of break underneath these lows on EUROSWISS. If it does get some euro pressure, maybe I just take it out on this FTMO, not my real account, just on this FTMO, just to capture that profit and guarantee that possible free repeat on FTMO. So yeah, EUROSWISS is nice. I might even manage this on the 1 hour. I might even go down to the 1 hour and manage it there just to capture some profits. But I'll look at it in more detail probably tomorrow. Okay, gold. Drop a like, by the way, guys, if you can on a Monday. Oh, before I do gold, sorry, we'll do the $50 competition. Excuse me, I almost forgot. So the $50 competition we're going to do in Bitcoin this week. So I think, personally, Bitcoin is looking pretty bearish. I mean, you have to kind of look at that and say, well, breakout, retest, movement to the downside, impulse, corrective. Looks pretty bearish. So I think, forget about the competition for now, but in terms of Bitcoin buying, you should be looking at opportunities to get into at a discount and possibly around this 50K psychological level. And considering today's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I think, now I'm not going to say 50,000 exactly because, let me just get my notes up, sorry. So I think it's going to be around the 50K region. So I'm going to say 50,001. That's what I'm going to say. So we'll do the weekly competition in Bitcoin. So Bitcoin entries. What is today's date? It is the 22nd of November, 2021. And I'm going to go for 50,000. Let's make it silly. 50,132. There we go. That's what I'm going to say. 50,132 for Bitcoin. I think there's some downward movement coming in. Put your answers into the chat if you want to be entered into that. If you are watching this on catch up, put your answers in the comment down below. And remember, it's got to be in today. Had a guy last week entering in like Thursday afternoon. I'm like, I can't enter you. I can't put you in on Thursday afternoon, man. That's not fair. So Bitcoin, yeah. Bitcoin is the $50 competition for today. Get your answers in the chat. And also drop a like. Answers and a like. Get me to 25 would be lovely. Okay, gold. Sorry, Mercury, gold. Gold, I mean, my bias still remains the same for gold. I think we come back to this area. I don't know what you said in the chat. What did you say, Mercury? Let me just get it. Can we buy near the 1825.30 range? Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking, Mercury. One of the things, and I'm going to do a YouTube video on this, is waiting for that reason to enter. I think that's, again, it's a debatable topic whether you agree with that or not. But for me, waiting for that reason to enter, if you get some bullish momentum here, then yeah, take that to the upside. If you want to place an order there, absolutely. It all depends on your personal strategy. But I do think gold comes down and retests this area. And I agree with that bias. I wouldn't be buying it now. It has kind of broken through this structure here. So maybe you get something like this. You know, down here, continuation to that area, and then movement to the upside. But obviously, I mean, this is technically head and shoulders, right? Technically a head and shoulders, which may indicate a trend change. So I think it gets down there. I'm not going to say it's going to continue. Your bias has to be movement to the upside because that is where the trend is. But we know what gold's like. We know what gold's like. It could certainly fall off. Could certainly fall off. So yeah, I think it's a decent plan, Mercury. I would wait, maybe look at the 4 hour or something for a reason to get in. But yeah, I agree with your bias. Subaru, pound USD. Let me just go back and see if anyone asked for anything else. Pound dollar. Okay, let's look at pound dollar. 25 likes, guys. Come on. Get me to 25 and I'll be very appreciative. I'm still trying to get to that 1,000 subs by Christmas. I'm on 738. Proper goal of mine. And I appreciate everyone subscribing. I appreciate everyone liking. You're all very nice folks. Pound USD. I mean, it's getting to the point now where it looks short, right? Daily looks short. You've got your morning star there, but you're kind of breaking out of that corrective. Bias is to the downside. Dollar is strong. Maybe it waits a little bit more before it actually goes. But for me, yeah, you're kind of breaking out from here, right? Maybe you're retesting the kind of breakouts that I like. If you're seeing a channel, right, for example, like this, the breakouts I like go, accumulate a little bit and then move to the downside. And this is kind of what you're getting here. So, yeah, I mean, your bias has to be down, right? Your bias has to be down for a longer term play. Stops here, take it to the downside on pound USD. Or look for a better entry on maybe a retest of this area, which maybe it has already kind of done. So, yeah, pound USD, it has to look short. It has to look short. Now, that's not saying this can't push up. I mean, fundamentally, pound may get a little bit of strength. And technically, the other way of looking at it is we've broken above this old resistance, potentially becoming new support for movement to the upside. But I just think your bias has to be down, and I don't think this is a bad place to enter. But if you get some bearish momentum here, maybe on the 4 hour, 1 hour, you could get a better entry to the downside, maybe even on a break of this zone here on the 1 hour. So, you're getting a slight reaction here, which you probably would expect. Whether this takes or not, we'll have to wait and see. But if you do get a breakthrough of this area, taking pound dollar to the downside makes sense. But we know what the pound's like. We know what the pound's like. It can certainly go once it gets momentum. So yeah, that's what I would say with pound dollar. Pradeep, can you please check EA, Euro Aussie? Let's have a check of Euro Aussie. No worries, Marky. No worries, mate. What was it? Sorry, Euro Aussie. Euro Aussie. 4 more likes, guys. 24, 25 likes. Come on. Euro Aussie looks decent. Downside. You're just looking right off the bat. There. Yeah, sell it. You can be aggressive. You could be a little bit more conservative. But selling into any euro strength, selling the euro, for me, certainly makes sense. If you get a setup selling the euro, you play that, and you know, if you have been playing that for, let's say, 3, 4, 5 times, you probably won a few of them, right? Just keep playing it until you lose that one, and you say, okay, fine, well, I won 2, 3 trades selling the euro, and then I lost one. You'll still be up money. You know, you're talking about data and statistics and maths. So, I mean, the daily, yes, could the daily come back here before continuation? Absolutely. But, you know, I think with where it is, certainly on this 4 hour, it's looking good, no? Looking good to sell the euro. I mean, that has to be your bias. Has to be. So, I mean, maybe waiting smaller time frames, but 4 hour looks pretty good. You've got the moving averages above. Dynamic resistance to price. Yeah, EURUSD is not a bad chart, you know? Not a bad chart at all. Who asked me about that? EURUSD. Subaru? No, Pradeep. Pradeep EURUSD. Yeah, I think that's a good chart, mate. I think that's a good chart. Yeah, what can I say? It's a good chart. Okay, I've got all your entries. 60. Oh, Ran Masu's going for 60K, 52, 56. John, it's on the Ruby 50, not the Golden 20. Which one's that? You're at the Ruby 50. I don't use a 50 actually. I know some people do. The Ruby 50, I like that. Because you're SMA. All right, okay, I get you. Aussie New Zealand. Okay, I'll do Aussie New Zealand for Muntasir, and then I will be off. Aussie New Zealand. Aussie New Zealand. Well, bias obviously down. Obviously. It looks to be like it's not ready to go yet. It looks to be like it wants another bit of corrective. And then you think about that 70-30 rule. Markets trend 30% of the time, corrector pullback 70. I don't think this is enough yet, albeit this is not a bad candle on this 20. But I just don't think that's enough to digest this yet. I think it needs a little bit more. So I wouldn't be selling it just yet, put it that way. I wouldn't be selling it just yet, but I would look for selling opportunities. I mean, you could actually look at counter trend here. Actually look at, kind of counter trend opportunities there. But then again, you've got this in your way as dynamic resistance to price. I would be looking at that 4 hour for a better entry into Aussie New Zealand short. That's what I would be looking for with Aussie New Zealand. Again, with this candle here, you're thinking, okay, maybe this has a deeper corrective, maybe around the 50, 61.8 before continuation. But again, you know, I wouldn't have minded you selling it on this particular candle. You know, I wouldn't have minded it, but it just, yeah, I would wait for a better entry to sell Aussie New Zealand, to be honest, to the downside. But yeah, no worries. USD Bitcoin on Ian. Ian, how you doing, pal? 58,704. Nice. Yeah, get some proper, nice, funny answers in, because 59, yeah. Hi, Anreb. No problem, mate. No problem. Well, if that's it, again, watching so what am I watching today? Silver, not probably for today. EURCAD, I'm watching for the shorts. USD Mexican, I like to the long side. Certainly these USD pairs. USD Mexican, I like. It's not properly broken yet. But look for a retest there. Look for USD ZAR retests. And my pick of the bunch is definitely this Nikkei. So I hope this doesn't go. I don't want this to go yet. I just want a 20-period catch-up. Maybe we're looking at Tuesday, Wednesday for that particular trade. If it does go, yes, we can look for a breakout retest. But yeah, this is my pick of the bunch, certainly for upside movement, which makes sense fundamentally as well. So, hey guys, I appreciate you coming. If there's not anything else, I will love you and leave you. Make sure you drop a like. I appreciate that. And I'll see you all on Wednesday, where we'll do it all over again. Remember, it's a Monday. Don't blow your account on Monday. You will regret it. If you make silly trades on a Monday, you'll regret it on Friday, or at the end of the month, you'll be like, shit, I shouldn't have taken that stupid bloody trade, you idiot, Ryan. So just be careful. All right, guys, trade safe.